As if all the previously said accomplishments were not enough, you are also considered to be the world's leading Egyptian dance teacher.
Yes.
The eventuality of this fact brought the wonderful dancer and your now wife, Serena, into your life.
Yes.
Could you share with us some of the magical story of how this came to be and all the collaborative achievements that this has led to date?
Yes, I am a dance music artist. I mean, you get them in the Western world where they do this club sounds and disco music and what they call dance music, and street dance and urban dance and break dance and pop dance and whatever dance, you know. I'm an Egyptian dance artist and I love the Egyptian dance. And I'm a very, very, very careful observer because I believe in order to drum, compose, arrange, and create music for a dancer, you have to know what are the capabilities of and what are the limits and the heights a dancer can do. I have to study the aerodynamics of a dancer's movement. I have to study what is this step going to lead to. If you look at this sign here on the wall, this circle, the center of it says Hossam Ramzy, okay? But the outer circle, it says that in Arabic, the true art of Oriental dance is to visually hear the music. So the dancer is not just moving while the music is playing. The dancer has to portray every single little nuance.
Become the music.
Yes, she has to become the music. And there is the same way in the drumming that I never do a drum roll or a little rhythmic break just for the sake of having a drum roll here. It has to relate to the music. It has to take the music from the current bar and the previous bar of music to the following bar of music and to the new section smoothly, effortlessly, and without any complication and without drawing any attention to the drummer. I don't want the people to think of me while I'm playing. I want the people to hear the sound of the drum and think, wow, this is right. I can relate to this. And as far as I'm concerned, the dancer should be the same. Now, wherever I go around the world, this is even way before I met Serena, every city that I stop in, you know, the dancers end up knowing that Hossam is performing here, either with his band or with another band that he's touring, because the news spreads very quickly. And they always hold a little party where they bring their best dancers, their very established professionals, and or they're aspiring nice new students and siblings, you know, and little young coming up dancers, you know. And I've seen hundreds and hundreds of them, way over thousands, from all corners of the globe. Many of them are terrific. Many of them are excellent. Some are not as good as the others, but many of them were superb. But they were dancing. And that was something I don't appreciate. You know, they were dancing. They were presenting their motions, and that does not cut it for me. What I want to see and what I've been brought up to believe, and this is how we in Egypt look at the dance, classically speaking, is that the dancer is the portrayer and the translator of the music. And when I was in São Paulo, in Brazil, with Robert and Jimmy in 1996, I met up, of course, with the dance community there who knew I was coming. There was a guy called Omar who then invited me to a place called Casa de Chat, the tea house, where they have dancers there. And I was sitting there and many of the dancers came up and danced. And then all of a sudden, this young and extremely beautiful girl came to dance. And I thought to myself, okay, here we go, another beautiful dancer. But then I looked and she started dancing, but all of a sudden, I forgot that she was dancing. I was actually listening to the music that she was dancing to. And I thought, wow, that's a really beautiful piece of music. And all of a sudden, I was lost with the music itself because she was portraying the music. You have to understand that musicians, they have a very, very big problem, is that they can hear their sound, but they can never see it. And then when you get a dancer who portrays the music, you can see your music live in front of you as you are playing it. And this is how dance started back in the ancient times. The priests, or you call them at the time the priestesses, they portrayed the sound to the pharaohs, okay, in motion, and it was the exact sound. And that's what captivated the pharaohs. That what really drove them mad about the music of earth, you see, is that the dancers portrayed it for them. And that's how I felt when Serena danced. And I immediately knew that I found what I was looking for. The fact that she fell in love with me madly and then she chased me all over the world. As I like to tell the story. It was actually the other way around. I did not speak a word of Portuguese when I first met Serena, and she didn't speak good English. She just knew very super basic English, not enough to even hold a simple conversation. But then after the visit to Brazil in January 96, we went to Japan. No, we went first of all to Chile and Argentina and then Rio de Janeiro, and then we went for 2-3 weeks in Japan and then 3 weeks in Australia, and then the tour was finished. By that time, I had learned to speak Portuguese because I bought tapes, books, and I was studying every day.
Amazing.
And then when I came back to Brazil, I think it was in April, after the tour was over, and I went back there and I started speaking with her in Portuguese. She couldn't believe that in the previous time that I didn't speak before. And then I was speaking Portuguese. So the collaboration with Serena, artistically speaking, has been quite a very strong one, very creative.
Because the two of you have spearheaded quite a number of dance groups between Saudi Arabia and the UK, haven't you?
We've spearheaded several experiences. As a matter of fact, this weekend we have a massive workshop in London where she is presenting an amazing workshop to the song Planet Egypt from Egypt Unveiled, and it's a workshop that we are calling the funk of ancient melody.
It's fantastic. It's
well fusion. It's such a beautiful fusion, and she has created a magnificent choreography to this. Serena is a natural translator of the music, and together we work on things. She creates choreographies, and I help her, with some ideas and some opinions and some suggestions. And she tries things, and she's a very independent artist, and she has a very powerful vision of sound. I am quite amazed at her diversity of music. She probably knows the melody and the lyrics to every rock song that has ever been created. She loves heavy metal, and she really loves big bands.
It's quite amazing because I went to an art school where there was a whole ballet sector, and so many of those dancers loved the heavy metal and the rock. They do classical dancing, and yet some have such an appreciation, as you're saying, for that music.
They do. And she does, and she is a true fan. She's not somebody who's just liking the music because it's hip to be like that. No, she does like this music, and she dances all the types of dance of Brazil, even though she claims that she doesn't know it all. She probably doesn't, but all those that I could imagine, she dances them perfectly. She is an excellent ballet trained dancer. She can dance any genre of music, but she loves Egyptian and Middle Eastern, and this is where she feels her best is expressed.